couple of things that have happened to use technology to build the church. I would say it's created community. So we can stream our services online. We can have chat rooms online where people can interact with each other, or they can get help if they want to talk to a pastor. They can really connect with the church in a super easy way rather than having to actually come to a service. Also, we can utilize our website and tools like that, social media, to connect people and let them actually be part of the conversation of what's happening in the church. It's easy to kind of get wrapped up in, let's buy a whole bunch of new stuff every week, and what they can actually do is become more of a distraction to people in the crowd. Like if they're concentrating on what they're seeing on stage rather than what they're there to do, that's a big problem. Here at our church, we try to create compromises with a lot of our stuff. As far as there's a younger demographic that wants really loud music. They want it to be very, very dark. It's just our style as a younger generation. We like a more personal feel, it seems like. The older generation, they like it to be a little bit brighter. They want to make sure that they can see where they're going. They want to make sure that they can hear someone next to them if they say something and have a conversation. We've created space like in our main auditorium here, where in the back of the room there's light. It's a little bit less loud. As you get down toward the front of the room, it gets darker and it's louder. So we try to create space for both of those things to happen. But it's definitely kind of walking a tightrope and being sensitive to people on both ends of the spectrum. But our main thing is we want to be multi-generational, and so we want everyone to know that they matter. And this demographic doesn't win over this demographic. We're all here for the same purpose.
I would say in the last 10 to 15 years, I have seen an increase in the use of technology and media in church, especially with regard to worship and music. 10 to 15 years ago, it was the traditional, same lights, no different colored lights or anything as service, and it was more traditional use of music and worship. In our given situation at Capitol Hill Assembly, we have been traditionally a very traditional church. A lot of older people come to church here. In the last 5 years or so, we've really seen an influx of younger families. And so bringing technology into our church services has been something that's been very important to us. We have a church app that we launched last spring that seems to be pretty successful. And so we have a lot of different avenues that people can find out information about the church. Not only that, but we can reach out through our social media. We can make a difference in people who don't even come to church here, encourage them and really make a difference in their lives.
I know here at our church, we're about to make the transition to cameras. We've been a traditional church for many, many years. And now we're getting on board with cameras. We're broadcasting, live streaming. We're going to have video clips online. We're heavily involved with social media, and we also produce content throughout the week. I definitely think there is or has been some pushback against media. Probably not now as much as 10 to 15 years ago with the emergence again of online presence, social media, all of those things. I think whereas maybe a previous generation sees media as cold and uninviting, I think Generation Z and millennials see media as a way in which to communicate. I think even the way in which we interact with people via the content that we produce here at the church is a great way to connect with people, and it leads to better interpersonal connections, right? Because that's what we want at the core of this is for people to connect with each other and have a real sense of community and to get to know each other.